Hi guys, it's Bella and welcome to Beauty on a Budget. Well, today I've got a tag and a collab all in one. My beautiful friend Carla from Two Real Chicks and I are going to collab doing this tag. The tag is 10 eyeshadow palettes and different reasons you like them. So best one for everyday use, best one for out use, different things. Different palettes that's your favourites in 10 different categories. So it's a tag that's going about. I'm not quite sure who did the tag, but my Carla will tell you. I'm sure it's on her channel because Carla told me. If anybody doesn't know Carla, you are missing out. She is one awesome lady. Now her channel is called Two Real Chicks and she started her channel with her friend Cindy. They are hoot. The pair of them are a hoot together and they work fantastically together. Unfortunately, Cindy has had some personal reasons she's not been able to film for a while. So Carla's been going it on her own. And she is just a bomb of a girl. She really is. Carla is just the sort of person, now you guys know what I like, you know what sort of people I like. She's very established. She's in a newsreader, an anchor, is it you call it in America? I'm not quite sure. But do you know what? She's as down to earth as chips. She really is down to earth. She's loving, she's kind, she's there if you need her. She's just a one in a million. Please go over and support her because she's just, you know, Two Real Chicks are two lovely girls. But as I said, Carla's going it on her own and I love her dearly. I really do. So we're doing this together. So I will link Carla's channel below, which is Two Real Chicks. And I'll get started on my half. So, the first one is Best Palette for Beginners. Now, I had this palette, but I haven't got it anymore because I gave it to my daughter. You know I love Makeup Revolution. Now, Makeup Revolution brought a set of palettes out called Reloaded. I think you know I did a video on them and I've done a few looks with them. They are top up there with my palettes. I love the Reloaded palettes. But they do one and it's just called the Basic Mattes. I give it to my daughter because she didn't have a Basic Mattes palette. But it's so good for beginners because it's good pigmentation, it's lasting, but it's not in your face colours at all. It is just basic mattes. So you can't really overdo it or go wrong with it with colours that you don't like. And if you're experimenting and you're beginning, I would definitely say the Reloaded palette by Makeup Revolution in Basic Mattes. And I'm going to put a picture up for you because my one is at my daughter's. But definitely I would recommend that one. Number 2 on the list, Best Drugstore Palette. Now, my favourite drugstore palette has probably been the same for about 6 years. I've got a lot of palettes. I love palettes, they're my thing. But I've always, nothing for me as a favourite has topped this. And it's, you'll be surprised when you know what it is, guys. Or probably not if you know me. But it's the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone. Now, that's the old packaging. It's in new packaging now, which I hope to pick up soon. This is the old packaging. This is a beautiful, beautiful palette. It is cheap as chips Wet n Wild is, isn't it? But it's so lovely, so pigmented. You can get such lovely looks. In fact, I'll do a look for you pretty soon with this. I don't think I've done one for a while. It's a lovely palette. Without doubt, and I would say that's been my favourite drugstore palette for about 6 years. It's never changed. I just absolutely love it. Number 3, best palette for work or school. Now, I thought then of the basic matte kind of palettes again, because it's just, you know, work or school. But then I thought, no, you want a few colours, a bit more variation, but not too much in your face. So I picked a palette that I use myself an awful lot, and it's the Freedom Pro 32 Eyeshadow Collection, and this palette is called the Innocent Collection. So it's like this. Got a few finger marks on it. It's the only thing with those, isn't it, guys? Got a big mirror, which I don't want to blind you with, so I'll just put it up like that. Now, for me, that is an ideal everyday palette, because it's got all the tones. It's got the the warm tones and the cooler tones, and a bit of shimmer, and it's got it all in there, but there's no huge pops of colour. So for work or school, whatever you were wearing, whatever you wanted it to team with, I think you've got everything in there. You can get a good natural look and a bit of colour without too much, in your face colour. So I would say for work or school, that would be my one. That's the Freedom Pro 32 Eyeshadow Collection, and it's the Innocent Collection. I like that one. Next is number 4. Best palette for playing it natural. Well, for me, I would say for everyday natural look, this has probably been my favourite for well over a year, and I always turn to it. Although I really loved the one that I gave to Rebecca, but because I had this, I gave her that one. And this is the Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics. So it's just a little bit of a step up from the Naked Basic, the Naked one, but I love it. I absolutely love it. I use that, so I would say 3 days of the week I would use this. And you can see I've barely touched it, but I've been using it about 3 days a week for about a year. It's an excellent palette. The lasting quality is absolutely excellent. Okay, so definitely for playing it natural, it's the Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics. Pretty palette, isn't it, as well? It's in nice packaging. Next, number 5, best value palette. Now, Anastasia is a little bit out of my price range, and I do a dupe series. I've done a dupe series. I will carry on with that. But I do so many little different bits and bobs, but I'll be on track now and get all those back, because of where I've been on holiday and everything, things have been a bit different. I've been vlogging and so forth, haven't I? But we'll get back on track now and get the palettes sorted out and the dupes sorted out. So I would say this is one that I used as a dupe. This is W7 Delicious palette. And that's a dupe for Modern Renaissance, as you can see. I love this palette, and I can't believe how lasting this is. There's been a few videos on here that I'm sure you could look up that have done the dupe with this and the Modern Renaissance palette, and it's very hard to tell the difference. It really lasts. It's what I'm wearing today. It's what I've got on today. I really, really love this palette, and I think it goes about £6. About £6. I mean, you just can't lose with it. It's excellent. So definitely for value palette, I would say it's that one. In my collection anyway, for me, I would say so. What's next, guys? We have got number 6. Best palette for my skin tone. Now, 6 and 7 are best palette for my skin tone, and best palette, and 6 is best palette for skin tone, and 7 is best for eye colour. And for me, it's the same palette. It's this one. Now, this is Reloaded, another one of the Reloaded palettes. As you know, I said I love them. This particular one is Velvet Rose. And I would say if I was going out, this is the palette I would go for. It's got the pinks, the cooler tones, it's got the warmer tones, it's got a bit of shimmer, it's got the brow colours. I love this palette. You know, one of those palettes you put it on and you think, yeah, that looks really nice. You see yourself, yeah, I really like that. I'm really pleased with that look. And for me, this one never fails. I love this palette. It never fails. So that is, it's 6 and 7 because its first one was for skin, second was for eyes, but I would say this one complements both those on me. It answers both those questions for me. So it's the Revolution Reloaded palette in Velvet Rose. Next, best all-in-one palette, definitely, is this one. Number 8. This is the NYX Underneath It All. This is another palette that's used all the time. It's got a lovely big mirror, which I don't want to show you to blind you, but that's the colours. So you've got some strong pops in there as well. They are mattes. There's a couple that's got a very slight shimmer to them, but no way would you call them a shimmery palette shadow. Just a slight little glimmer to some of them. But they are absolutely lovely. It's got a big mirror. And then when you pull the mirror back, the bottom comes out. And you've got a powder, a highlighter, different highlighters. You've got your blushes. The one at the end, it's a little bit browner than it's coming across there. A little bit browner. But I use this palette a lot as well. I would say every week this palette comes out. I really like that. So for an all-in-one palette, definitely the NYX Underneath It All. Definitely. The next one was Best for Travel. Now, I don't want to say too much about this palette. I'm absolutely blown away by it. Sorry, I'm unstable. I'm absolutely blown away, but I don't want to say too much because I'm going to do a special video on it. It's a newer release. I'm not even going to get it out of the box because I want to do that when I show you. And that's the Emily... Oh, I've got a mark on it and I love this. It's Makeup Revolutions and it's the Emily Edit and it's the Needs. So you can see it's a palette like that. It's got a bit of everything in it to do a whole face look. You need very little else. I'll do a look for you, but I don't want to show you because I just want to do a whole video on this palette because I'm wild away. And it's a collab with Revolution and Emily Noel, who we all know and love. Emily's such a lovely lady. She's a lovely lady. She's a young mum and she's got a lovely family and she's one of the big gurus, you know, but she's certainly the girl next door. She really, really is. I just love Emily. There's nothing pretentious about her, or she's just a really lovely girl. So I would have bought her palette, whatever, because I just want to support her, but I am blown away with this one. But I'm not showing you because I'm going to do another video. And last, one palette I wouldn't recommend. Now, you guys know I love Makeup Revolution. I absolutely love Makeup Revolution. I wouldn't say that I wouldn't recommend this palette. I'm talking about for me, maybe someone of my age or someone with my, you know, drier skin and getting older and, you know, lines in the eyes and so forth. I bought it, but I just don't use enough of it. I just only use, it's a Makeup Revolution. It's better. See how grubby it gets when it's shiny like that. It's a Makeup Revolution. It's a Mermaids Forever. And it's this one. it's beautiful. To look at, it's beautiful. But I don't, these colours I would never use. I have used a bit of the mauve. But these colours I don't use. So it's really just this end here and that end there and maybe a couple from the middle. But I just don't, I don't grab for it. I don't go for it. I'm not drawn to it because it's just too much colour. What I like to do, if I'm doing my eyes with a palette, I just like to use that palette. I don't like to go to other palettes and other single shadows. I like to get a whole look out of the palette. And those ones, to me, have got too many wasted colours. For me, I'm not saying they're not lovely colours. I'm not saying on the right skin, the right age, the right, you know, look, it would be fine. It's great. There's nothing wrong with the pigmentation. There's nothing wrong with the make. It's just the actual colours for me are just a little bit too much. I don't gravitate towards those colours. So that's the 10 palettes, guys. So I really enjoyed doing that, especially because I'm working alongside my lovely Carla, who I love to bits. I will link Carla's channel below. Please go over and see her video. Say I said hi. She's a great girl. I just can't praise her enough. I really can't. So, hope you enjoyed it. As always, I will see you again next Tuesday. Take care of yourselves. Have a good weekend and be good. Bye. Bye.